Cat MT User Data Outputs Elf Dragon Story, Part 1. MD, Eof Lily was not like other elves in the forest of Eldrith. Her hair flowed like silver rivers under moonlight while her eyes shimmered with emerald light. She had lived for 300 years yet. Humans would mistake her for a woman in her 20s. Unlike her kin who avoided human settlements, Lily studied them from afar. She found their short lives fascinating, how they accomplished so much despite their brief existence there. Determination impressed her compared to her own people who had grown comfortable with immortality. Lily had 3 dragon companions, not the massive beasts of human legend, but smaller creatures the size of large dogs. They were the last of their kind, hunted nearly to extinction by humans who feared them. Flora was emerald green with healing powers, able to mend wounds with her breath. Ruby was crimson red with the ability to create small controlled flames, and Sapphire was deep blue, capable of sensing dangers miles away. Together they lived in harmony, protecting their corner of the ancient forest. One morning, Lily woke to find Sapphire unusually alert. The small blue dragon paced around their tree home wings, twitching nervously. "Oh, wrong, little one?" Lily asked, kneeling beside her friend. Sapphire projected images into Lily's mind, a skill all dragons shared with their bonded companions. The images showed many humans moving through the forest with strange devices. Lily frowned. This was not the usual hunting party or lost travelers. These humans moved with purpose. "Get Ruby and Flora," Lily instructed. "We need to see what these humans want." Sapphire chirped in agreement and flew to wake the other dragons while Lily gathered her essentials, a curved dagger, enchanted bow and quiver of arrows, and several healing potions crafted from rare forest herbs. She braided her long silver hair and dressed in forest greens and browns clothing that would help her blend with the trees. The 4 friends moved silently through the forest, following Sapphire's mental directions. The dragons remained hidden, flying between branches or crawling along the forest floor, while Lily moved from tree to tree with the natural grace of her people. Soon they spotted the humans, 6 of them dressed in dark clothing, carrying metal devices Lily had never seen before. They spoke little and moved with careful precision. One woman seemed to be leading them. She held a small box that made strange noises, growing louder as they walked deeper into the forest. Lily felt a chill. These humans were tracking something, and that something might be magic. She had heard stories from traveling elves about humans who sought to harvest magical energy to power their cities and machines. Such harvesting would destroy the delicate balance of the forest, killing ancient trees and magical creatures alike. She could not let that happen. The humans approached the sacred grove where the oldest trees contained magic from the beginning of time. If they damaged the grove, it would weaken the magical barriers protecting the entire forest. Lily needed to act, but fighting 6 armed humans directly would be dangerous, even with her skills and dragon companions. She needed a plan. Lily circled ahead of the humans, hoping to reach the grove first. Her dragons followed closely, using their smaller size to remain undetected. As they traveled, Lily communicated telepathically with her companions. "We must protect the grove, but I don't want to harm these humans if possible." Ruby the red dragon snorted in disagreement, sending images of flames and humans running in fear. Lily shook her head. "No, Ruby, we are not like that. We protect life, all life." They reached the grove minutes before the humans would arrive. Lily quickly prepared simple traps, not to kill, but to confuse and separate. She whispered to the ancient trees, asking for their help. The grove had always responded to elves who showed proper respect. The massive trees creaked in response, their branches swaying despite the lack of wind. Old magic stirred, ready to defend itself. The humans entered the grove, weapons ready. The leader stepped forward, her device beeping frantically. "Now, Lily," whispered. The forest erupted into action. Vines shot from the ground, entangling 2 humans. Massive roots rose to create barriers separating the group. Sapphire created a thick mist, reducing visibility, while Flora released spores that caused temporary disorientation. The humans shouted in confusion, firing their weapons at shadows only. The leader remained somewhat clear-headed. "You can't win, elf," she shouted. "We know about your kind. We know about your dragons." Lily felt cold fear run through her. Who were these humans? How did they know about elves and dragons? Her people had remained hidden from humans for centuries. More of us are coming. The leader continued. This forest will be ours. The magic here will power our city for decades. Lily realized, with horror, that her suspicions were correct. These humans wanted to harvest the forest magic without care for the consequences. Through the mist and confusion, Lily noticed one human, a woman with short brown hair, who seemed less certain than the others. She hesitated when the leader ordered her to burn the oldest tree. Lily sensed an opportunity. Taking a risk, she reached out with her mind to the hesitant human, a skill rarely used with non-elves. This forest is alive. Lily projected into the woman's mind, if you destroy it, you destroy part of yourself. The woman gasped, looking around wildly. Who said that? She called out. I heard someone. Her name was Beth. Lily learned from catching fragments of the woman's thoughts. And Beth was beginning to doubt their mission. The leader, who Lily now knew was called Carol, shouted at Beth, focus on the mission. We're running out of time. Don't listen to their tricks. Beth looked uncertain. I don't know, Carol. This doesn't feel right anymore. What happens to the creatures living here if we take the energy? Carol sneered. They die, so what? They aren't human. Beth stepped back, shocked by the callous response. Lily saw her chance. She stepped into view, her bow drawn but not aimed directly at any human. The dragons remained hidden, ready to protect their friend if needed. You are wrong. Lily spoke, her voice clear and strong. We are not so different. The forest sustains all life. If you destroy it, you eventually destroy yourselves too. The magic here maintains balance throughout the region. Without it, your crops will fail. Your water will poison, your air will thicken. This magic is not for taking, it is for protecting. Carol laughed, raising her weapon to aim at Lily. But Beth moved faster, stepping between them. Carol, stop. We need to understand more before we do this. Carol pushed Beth aside. You fool, we're so close. Beth grabbed Carol's arm. No, I won't let you do this. The other humans watched in confusion, uncertain which leader to follow in that moment of hesitation. Sapphire sent a mental warning to Lily. More humans approaching from the east. Many more. Lily knew they were running out of time. She needed these humans to understand to leave before reinforcements arrived. Beth looked directly at Lily. Can you prove what you're saying about the balance, the destruction? Lily nodded. I can show you. Follow me, but only you. Carol tried to stop Beth, but two other humans held her back, saying, we should at least hear them out. Beth followed Lily to the center of the grove, where the oldest tree stood tall and magnificent. Its trunk was wider than 10 humans standing side by side. Its bark shimmered with faint blue light. Here, Lily said, placing her hand on the ancient bark. Place your hand next to mine. Beth hesitated, then placed her palm against the tree. The effect was immediate. Her eyes widened as the tree showed her visions of the past, present, and possible futures. She saw the interconnection of all living things, the delicate balance maintained by the forest magic and the devastation that would follow its removal. When Beth finally pulled her hand away, tears streamed down her face. I had no idea, she whispered. We were told this was just energy, unused potential. I never knew it was alive. Lily nodded sadly. Many humans have forgotten how to listen to the world around them. It wasn't always this way. A loud crash interrupted them as more humans burst into the grove, weapons ready. Beth made her decision quickly. Standing before Lily, she faced the newcomers. Stop, she commanded. These forests are now under protection pending further study. Carol shouted from where the other humans held her. She's been compromised. The elf has tricked her. But Beth stood firm. No, Carol, I saw the truth. This isn't just energy, it's life. And I'm not going to let you destroy it for profit. The new arrivals looked confused, unsure who to believe. Lily watched this human woman defend a forest that wasn't hers, creatures she barely understood. She felt hope stir, Within her, for the first time in centuries, perhaps humans and elves could find common ground. EOF. Katapur MNT User Data, Outputs, Elf Dragon Story, Part 2. MD EOF. The standoff in the grove continued as Beth faced the newly arrived humans. Her voice grew stronger as she spoke. This forest is alive. The magic here maintains balance in the entire region. We need to study it, not destroy it. Carol struggled against the humans holding her. She's lying. The elf has poisoned her mind. Get her away from that creature. The leader of the new group, a tall woman named Kate, stepped forward. What evidence? Do you have, Beth, that we shouldn't proceed as planned? Beth pointed to the ancient tree. Touch it, she said. See for yourself what I saw. Kate looked skeptical but curious. Unlike Carol, she had always been known for thorough research. She approached the tree cautiously. While everyone's attention was on Kate, Lily silently signaled her dragons to prepare for escape if necessary. Kate placed her hand on the ancient bark. Her expression changed from doubt to wonder to horror in moments. When she pulled away, she looked at Beth with new understanding. You were right, she said quietly. This changes everything. She turned to her team. Stand down. Everyone lower your weapons. Carol screamed in frustration. You're all fools. Do you know how much money we're losing? Kate ignored Carol's outburst. Instead, she addressed Lily directly. I apologize for our intrusion. We were misinformed about the nature of this forest. She glanced at Carol with disappointment. I suspect some knew exactly what they were doing. Lily studied Kate's face, sensing sincerity but remaining cautious. What will you do now? She asked. We will leave, Kate said. And I will personally ensure this area receives protected status. No more expeditions, no more energy harvesting attempts. She hesitated, then added, but I would like to learn more about your people. About this balance you maintain. Would you be willing to teach some of us? Lily considered the request. It was unprecedented. Elves had hidden from humans for centuries. But perhaps it was time for change. Before Lily could answer, Ruby emerged from hiding. The small red dragon flew down from the trees, landing beside Lily. Several humans gasped and raised weapons, but Kate quickly ordered them down. The dragon eyed the humans suspiciously but made no threatening moves. Lily smiled, placing a hand on Ruby's head. This is Ruby, she introduced. One of my companions. Kate stared in wonder. A real dragon, she whispered. But I thought they were much larger. Lily nodded. Those dragons are gone, hunted to extinction long ago. These smaller cousins survived by hiding and adapting. As she spoke, Flora and Sapphire also revealed themselves. Flora perching on Lily's shoulder while Sapphire remained slightly behind, still wary of the humans. The sight of the three dragons changed something in the humans' faces. Curiosity replaced fear, wonder replaced suspicion. Kate stepped closer, careful to move slowly to avoid alarming the dragons. They are beautiful, she said. Ruby preened at the compliment while Flora chirped happily. Sapphire remained silent, but her tension eased slightly. I will meet with a small group of you. Lily decided. 3 people at most, and not her. She pointed at Carol. We can begin to share knowledge, but there are conditions. You must respect our privacy and our ways. The forest remains our home, undisturbed by your technology. Kate nodded eagerly, understanding the significance of the offer. Agreed, she said. This is more than we could have hoped for. Carol suddenly broke free from her captors. She pulled a hidden weapon from her boot and aimed it directly at Lily. I won't let you ruin everything, she screamed. But before she could fire, Ruby reacted with dragonish speed. A small concentrated flame shot from the red dragon's mouth, hitting Carol's hand. The weapon melted into useless metal. Carol screamed, dropping to her knees, clutching her burned hand. Instead of attacking further, Flora, the green healing dragon, flew to Carol. The small dragon landed beside the injured woman and breathed a cool mist over the burn. To everyone's surprise, especially Carol's, the pain eased immediately and the reddened skin began to heal. Why help her? Beth asked, bewildered. She tried to kill you. Because that's who we are, Lily replied. We protect life, even those who would harm us. It's the balance we maintain. All life has value. Carol looked up at Lily and Flora, confusion replacing hatred on her face. She had been taught that magical creatures were dangerous, mindless, beasts to be controlled or destroyed. Yet here was one healing her despite her actions. Kate ordered Carol taken away. Her fate would be decided later, but Lily suspected the woman would face consequences for her deception and attempted violence. The remaining humans prepared to leave with Kate, selecting 2 researchers to join her for future meetings with Lily. Beth asked to be included, and Kate agreed, recognizing that Beth had been the first to understand the truth. As the humans departed, Lily and her dragons watched from beneath the ancient tree. Something had changed this day, a connection formed that hadn't existed for centuries. Perhaps there was hope for understanding between their kinds after all. Sapphire sent images to Lily's mind, showing possibilities of the future, some bright, some dark. The future remained uncertain, but for the first time it held promise instead of fear. The following days brought peace to the forest. The humans kept their word, staying away, except for the small research team who visited at arranged times. Kate, Beth, and a quiet woman named Susan, who specialized in botany, came to learn. They brought no weapons, no harvesting equipment, only notebooks and curious minds. Lily showed them the edges of her world, careful not to reveal the hidden elven settlements deeper in the forest. Her people were not yet ready for direct contact. Beth proved especially receptive to learning. She had a natural affinity for the forest, an intuitive understanding that surprised Lily. The dragons took to her quickly, especially Flora, who enjoyed perching on Beth's shoulder during their forest walks. Susan cataloged plants with reverence, asking permission. Before taking even small samples, Kate documented everything, ensuring the knowledge would be preserved and protected. One evening, as they sat in a small clearing watching the sunset, Beth asked the question Lily had been expecting. Why did you reveal yourself to us? You could have remained hidden, fought us from the shadows. Why take the risk? Lily was silent for a moment, considering isolation has not served my people well. She finally answered, We have grown stagnant, disconnected from the changing world. Your kind spreads everywhere, bringing both destruction and innovation. I believed it was time to find middle ground before it was too late. And your people? Kate asked, Do they agree with your decision? Lily smiled sadly. Most do not know yet. I made this choice alone, with only my dragon companions supporting me. I will face consequences when I return to my settlement. The elders will be angry, afraid. She stroked Sapphire's scales gently. But I believe it was necessary. Someone needed to take the first step. Beth looked troubled. You risked everything, Lily nodded. Some things are worth the risk. The dragons chirped in agreement, their loyalty to Lily unwavering. Whatever came next, they would face it together. Kate made a promise. Then one Lily sensed she would keep. We won't betray your trust. This knowledge will be protected, shared only with those who will respect it, I swear it. As darkness fell, they parted ways, the humans returning to their camp at the forest's edge. Lily and the dragons headed deeper into the woods toward the elven settlement, where she would soon have to explain her actions. This was just the beginning of a long journey, but the first step had been taken. The forest felt different now, filled with both uncertainty and possibility. As they walked, Lily sensed a presence following them. She signaled the dragons to remain calm. It's just a forest guardian. She told them, curious about our human visitors. The presence remained at a distance, observing. No doubt the elders had sent watchers to monitor her actions. Lily continued her journey, head held high. She had done what she believed right and would face the consequences with dignity. The elven settlement came into view, its lights blending with the natural glow of the forest homes built within living trees connected by graceful bridges. The dragons grew excited, picking up speed. Ruby and Flora flew ahead while Sapphire remained by Lily's side, sensing her nervousness. We are home, little ones, Lily called but wondered. For how long once the elders learned what she had done? At the settlement's edge, a tall elf with auburn hair waited. His stern expression told Lily all she needed to know. Oliver, head of the council, had learned of her meetings with humans. "You have broken our oldest law," he said without greeting contact with. "Humans is forbidden." Lily met his gaze steadily. "Things change, Oliver. The world changes. We cannot remain hidden forever." Oliver stepped closer, his voice low but intense. "You have endangered us all. If these humans betray you, they betray all elves." Lily shook her head. "They won't betray us, not these ones. They understand what we protect." Oliver scoffed. "You trust too easily, Lily. These are humans. Their lives are brief. Their memories shorter still. Their promises mean nothing." "Come," Lily said. "Let me show you what I have learned, what they have learned." Oliver hesitated, then nodded. "Council meets at dawn. You will explain yourself then." Lily watched him walk away, knowing the challenge that awaited her. The dragons pressed against her legs, offering comfort. Ruby sent images of flames, suggesting she could scare the council into agreement. Lily laughed softly. "No, Ruby," she said. "That would only prove their fears right. We must show them a better way." Yoff. Cat. MNT User Data Outputs Elf Dragon Story Part 3. MD. Eof, the Elven Council Chamber, was built within the largest tree in the settlement. Its walls were living wood shaped by ancient magic, and its ceiling opened to the sky above. 5 elders sat in a semicircle facing Lily. Their expressions ranged from anger to disappointment to curious interest. The dragons waited outside as tradition dictated, though Lily could feel their presence in her mind, offering silent support. Oliver spoke first, as head of the council. "For 3,000 years we have lived separate from humans. Our laws clear, our boundaries secure. You, Lily, have broken our oldest covenant, bringing humans to the sacred grove, sharing our secrets. How do you answer for this?" Betrayal. Lily stood tall, facing the accusation without flinching. "It was not betrayal, but necessity. We cannot hide forever. The human world grows while we diminish. Their machines seek magic. Their cities expand. They would have found us eventually, better on our terms than theirs." She gestured to the world beyond the council chamber. "Do you not see how our numbers dwindle? How our influence fades? We forget our purpose." Mira, the eldest council member, leaned forward. Silver eyes narrowed. "What purpose? Do you speak of, child? We protect the forest as we always have." Lily shook her head respectfully. "We protect but do not nurture. We have become caretakers, not guides. When did we last help a lost human instead of misleading them? When did we heal their sick instead of watching them suffer? We were meant to be guardians of all life, not just our own." Whispers rippled through the chamber as other elves who had gathered to watch the proceedings reacted to her words. Oliver raised a hand for silence. "Your idealism is admirable, Lily, but dangerous. These humans you trust, what prevents them from bringing others? What prevents them from returning with weapons and greed?" "They have already been here with weapons," Lily countered. "And I showed them a better way. The dragons and I turned enemies to allies through understanding, not fear." The council members exchanged troubled glances. Dragons are not known for forgiveness. Talon, the youngest elder, observed. "Their grudges are legendary." Lily smiled, thinking of her companions. Dragons, like all creatures, can learn, can grow. Ruby would have burned the humans at first meeting. But she saw another path, a better one. We all have choice. The question is whether we choose isolation or connection, fear or hope. Oliver paced the chamber floor, his frustration evident. "You speak of connection, but at what cost? Our safety, our secrecy?" Lily met his gaze. "There is no true safety in hiding. The humans' technology advances every year. They have devices that can sense magic from miles away. How long before they map the entire forest? How long before they discover us unprepared? We must control the narrative, not hide from it." The debate continued for hours. Lily describing her meetings with Kate, Beth, and Susan, explaining the knowledge shared and boundaries maintained. Some council members remained skeptical, while others showed growing interest. Finally, Mira raised her hand, silencing the chamber. You have given us much to consider. Lily, the council will deliberate. Return at sunset for our decision. Lily bowed and left the chamber, finding her dragons waiting anxiously outside. Ruby chirped questioningly while Sapphire sent worried images. Flora simply nuzzled against Lily's leg, offering comfort. They decide at sunset, Lily told them, stroking their scales. Until then, we wait. The hours passed slowly. Lily spent them by the forest river watching the water flow and reflecting on her choices. She did not regret her actions, but feared their consequences. If banished, where would she and the dragons go? They could survive alone. But the thought of leaving her people, her home, brought deep sadness as the sun began its descent. Ruby suddenly lifted her head, alert. Sapphire too sensed something, her scales rippling. With tension, someone approaches, Lily realized, standing to face whatever came. 3 figures emerged from the trees. Not elven guards as she expected, but Kate, Beth, and Susan. The humans had never come this close to the settlement before. Kate spoke, first her expression grave. We've received orders to return to the city. Lily felt a chill. What orders? Kate glanced at her companions, then back to Lily. Our superiors reviewed our findings. They want to send a larger team to conduct what's being called a thorough survey of the magical resources, Beth added quickly. We refused. We told them it would violate our agreement with you. But they don't care. Lily guessed. Susan nodded sadly. There's talk of potential military applications. They keep using the phrase strategic advantage. Lily closed her eyes momentarily. This was exactly what the council feared. What she herself had feared, despite her hopes. The humans' world moved quickly. Too quickly. Sometimes. When do they come? Lily asked. A team leaves. Tomorrow morning, Kate answered. We came to warn you, to help if we can. Lily studied their faces, seeing genuine concern. If the Elven Council chose to retreat deeper into the forest to cut all ties with humans, these 3 at least deserved to know. Why, thank you, Lily said. Your warning may save lives. She hesitated, then made a decision. Wait here, I must speak with the council again. The humans nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. Lily hurried back toward the settlement, the dragons following closely. This new information would surely influence the council's deliberation. The council chamber was still filled with elders deep in discussion when Lily entered without announcement. The humans have betrayed us, she stated, causing immediate silence. She quickly related what Kate had told her, careful to distinguish between the 3 humans she trusted and those who now threatened the forest. Oliver looked grimly satisfied. I warned you, Lily. Their promises mean nothing. Lily shook her. Had these 3 kept their word? They came to warn us, risking their own standing. Mira considered this. Does that change anything? The danger remains. No, Lily agreed, but it proves what I've claimed. Not all humans are enemies. Some can be allies, and we need allies now more than ever. The urgency of the situation transformed the council's attitude. Debate gave way to planning. Their decision regarding Lily's actions became secondary to protecting their home. Talon suggested moving deeper into the forest, abandoning the outer groves. Mira proposed strengthening the magical barriers that had long hidden their settlements from human eyes. Oliver argued for more aggressive measures, illusions to confuse and frighten away intruders. Lily listened, to each proposal finding merit and weakness in all. We cannot simply hide or run. She finally said, nor can we defeat them through direct confrontation. But perhaps there's another way. The council members turned to her expectantly. We have something. They want magic, she continued. But they don't understand its nature. Let me show them the consequences of taking what isn't theirs. Her plan was daring, perhaps foolish, but it addressed both immediate danger and long-term possibility. The council debated, fiercely, but time was short. As the last light faded, Mira spoke for them all. We approve your plan, Lily, with conditions. You alone risk yourself. The settlement will prepare for retreat if you fail. Lily accepted these terms. She had expected no less. The dragons, of course, refused to be separated from her, sending images of fierce protection. When she suggested they remain behind, Lily returned to the waiting humans, explaining only that she needed their help. "Can you delay the expedition?" she asked. "Buy us time." Kate nodded. "1 day, perhaps 2. No more." Lily smiled. "That may be enough." She then outlined what she needed from them: specific information about the expedition leaders, their goals, their methods, and most importantly, their fears. Throughout the night, Lily worked with her human allies and dragon companions, preparing for what would come. She sent messengers to other magical creatures in the forest, enlisting their aid. The plan took shape: complex, yet elegant drawing on ancient elven magic and modern human psychology. By dawn, Lily felt both exhaustion and determination. Ruby, Flora, and Sapphire stayed close, their presence strengthening her resolve. Kate left first, needing to return to the human camp without raising suspicion. Beth and Susan followed hours later, taking separate paths to avoid detection. Lily watched them go, these humans who had chosen alliance over obedience, connection over exploitation. They were proof that her hope was not misplaced. The elven settlement bustled with activity as final preparations were made. Some families packed essentials, ready to retreat deeper into the forest if necessary. Others strengthened protective enchantments around their homes. The youngest and eldest would be moved to safety before nightfall, regardless of how Lily's plan unfolded. Only the dragons seemed truly confident, chirping encouragement as Lily reviewed each element one final time. Oliver found her at midday, his earlier anger replaced by grudging respect. "Your humans kept their word," he acknowledged. "I still believe this is dangerous, but your plan has merit." Lily appreciated his words, knowing how difficult they were for him to speak. "The council will support you," he continued. "But be careful, Lily. These humans, the ones coming tomorrow, they do not share your vision of harmony." "I know," Lily said. "That is why we must show them another vision, one that will haunt their dreams." Oliver smiled for the first time, a fierce expression that reminded Lily of the warrior he had once been. "The forest protects its own," he said, an ancient elven blessing. Lily returned the traditional response, "And we protect the forest." Their eyes met in understanding before Oliver departed to oversee the settlement's preparations. Cat, Man-T User, Data, Outputs, Elf Dragon Story Part 4. MD, EOF Dawn, broke with unusual stillness. No birds sang, no wind stirred the leaves. The forest seemed to hold its breath, waiting. Lily and her team had taken positions throughout the sacred grove, hidden by magic and natural cover. The dragons remained close to Lily, their senses alert for the approaching humans. Kate had managed to delay the expedition by 1 day, giving them precious time to prepare. Now that time had run out. Sapphire sensed them, first sending Lily a mental image of 12 humans moving through the forest. Their leader, a stern-faced woman, carried equipment similar to Carol's but more advanced. The group moved with military precision, weapons visible and ready. These were not researchers but soldiers with scientists embedded among them. Lily sent silent signals to her team. Everything must appear normal until the humans reached the center of the grove where the ancient tree stood. Then the illusion would begin, not simple tricks or frightening apparitions, but a carefully crafted experience designed to reveal truths the humans needed to understand. The humans entered the grove cautiously, scanners sweeping for magical energy signatures. The leader, Major Diane Wilson, according to Kate's information, consulted her device, then pointed toward the ancient tree. The scientists moved forward eagerly while soldiers created a perimeter. Lily watched from her hiding place, noting each human's position and demeanor. Some seemed uncomfortable in the forest, others arrogant and dismissive. One scientist, a young man with glasses, showed reverence, touching leaves and bark with gentle fingers. He might be reached. Lily thought, when all 12 humans stood within the grove, Lily gave the signal. Ruby flew high above the trees unseen, then released a special flame, not to burn, but to activate dormant spores Flora had spread earlier. These spores filled the air, invisible and odorless, settling on the humans' skin and clothing. Their effect was subtle at first, heightening sensitivity to the forest's energy, making the humans more receptive to what would follow. The scientist with glasses noticed first, looking around with wonder. "Did you feel that?" he asked his colleagues. The air, it changed. A female scientist nodded. "The readings are off the charts." Major Wilson frowned. "Tell me something useful." Dr. Chen, "Not poetry. Is this the energy source, or not?" Dr. Chen consulted his equipment. "Yes." Major concentrated, "around that central tree. But there's something unusual about the pattern. It's almost alive." The young scientist with glasses looked up sharply. "What did you say, Chen?" Dr. Chen repeated his observation, looking troubled. "The energy, it's moving, like a circulatory system. I haven't seen anything like it." Lily nodded to the elven mage beside her. It was time for the next phase. The mage whispered ancient words, activating runes hidden throughout the grove. The ground beneath the humans' feet began to glow faintly, revealing an intricate pattern of roots connecting every tree plant and creature. Suddenly, the humans could see what elves always saw: the web of life and magic flowing through everything. The soldiers raised their weapons, alarmed, but Major Wilson held up her hand. "Wait," she ordered. "This could be the manifestation we're looking for." Dr. Chen dropped to his knees, examining the glowing roots. "These connect everything," he murmured. "Not just trees to trees, but the entire ecosystem. It's beautiful." The young scientist with glasses, Rebecca Evans, according to the name on her jacket, moved toward the ancient tree, drawn by some instinct. "This is it," she breathed. "This is what we've been missing in our research. The living network." Lily smiled as she watched Dr. Evans, understanding what so many humans failed to grasp. This was why Kate had mentioned her specifically, a scientist who might listen. Now it was time for Lily to appear not as an adversary, but as a teacher. Lily stepped from hiding the dragons at her side. The humans reacted immediately, soldiers aiming weapons, scientists freezing in place. Only Dr. Evans and Dr. Chen seemed more curious than afraid. Major Wilson barked an order. "Hold your position. Do not fire." Lily approached slowly, hands empty, showing no threat. "You see it now," she said, gesturing to the glowing network beneath their feet. "The living magic. Not a resource to be harvested, but a system that sustains all life." Dr. Evans nodded, eyes wide, while Dr. Chen continued taking readings. Major Wilson stepped forward. "Who are you? What is this display?" "My name is Lily. I am a guardian of this forest. What you see is not a display, but reality made visible. The magic you seek to harvest is the blood of the forest. Take it and everything dies, including the lands beyond your cities." "Major," Wilson scoffed, "we're not here to debate environmentalism. Our mission is to secure energy independence." Lily tilted her head, studying the human. "This is not about politics, Major Wilson. This is about survival. Yours as much as ours. Remove this magic and the consequences will reach far beyond these trees. The air you breathe, the water you drink, the soil that grows your food, all depend on what you see before you." Dr. Chen looked up from his equipment. "She's right, Major. The readings suggest this energy system regulates environmental factors across the entire region. Disrupting it would have cascading effects." He hesitated, glancing at Lily. "Catastrophic effects, potentially. Take readings, record data," Major Wilson ordered, "but do not engage with this creature." She turned to her soldiers. "Secure the perimeter. No one approaches." The major clearly intended to complete her mission, regardless of warnings. Ruby growled, sensing the human's determination. The small dragon moved closer to Lily, protective and wary. Lily sighed. She had hoped for understanding, but prepared for resistance. She gave another silent signal, and the next phase began. The ancient tree at the center of the grove began to pulse with light, sending waves of energy through the root network. The glowing intensified, showing not just present connections, but past and future. The humans gasped as images formed in the air around them. They saw the forest as it had been thousands of years ago, teeming with creatures now extinct. They saw it nurturing early human settlements, providing medicine, food shelter. They saw what would happen if the magic was removed. Drought spreading across the region, crops, failing water sources drying up, disease spreading. And finally they saw a possibility: humans and magical creatures working together, maintaining balance, creating sustainable energy that didn't destroy the source. The visions ended, leaving the grove. In silence, Major Wilson recovered first. "This is manipulation," she declared. "Mind games." Dr. Evans stepped forward. "No, Major. These are projections based on historical data and predictive modeling." She pointed to patterns in the root network. "The mathematical precision can't be faked," Dr. Chen agreed. "The energy signatures match historical climate records. We can verify this." The other scientists began to discuss excitedly, comparing notes and readings. Only the soldiers remained focused on their mission weapons, still ready. Major Wilson looked increasingly isolated as her scientific team became more interested in studying the network than exploiting it. Lily watched this division with interest. The scientists were being won over by knowledge, exactly as she had hoped. But the Major remained dangerous, unpredictable. It was time for the final phase of her plan. She whistled softly and more dragons appeared. Not just her 3 companions, but dozens of small dragons in every color imaginable. They filled the trees surrounding the grove, watching the humans with ancient, intelligent eyes. "These are the last of their kind," Lily explained. "The guardians of forest magic." Once they filled the skies and maintained balance across the world, humans hunted them, believing their bodies contained magical power. In truth, the magic flows through them as it flows through all living things. They are not the source, but the custodians. As are we. The small dragons began to sing an eerie, beautiful harmony that resonated, with the glowing network causing it to pulse in rhythm. The effect was mesmerizing. Even the soldiers lowered their weapons, entranced by the sound and light. Major Wilson alone seemed to resist, shaking her head as if to clear it. "What are you doing to us?" she demanded. Lily approached the Major, unafraid now. "Nothing you don't allow. We show only truth. The choice to see it is yours." The dragon's song grew louder, the network brighter. Suddenly, the ancient tree released a burst of energy that washed over everyone in the grove. For a brief moment, humans, elves, and dragons shared consciousness, experiencing each other's thoughts, feelings, and memories. When it ended, most of the humans sank to their knees, overwhelmed. Dr. Evans was weeping silently. Dr. Chen stared at his hands as if seeing them for the first time. Even the soldiers appeared shaken. Major Wilson alone remained standing, but her face had lost its hardness, replaced by confusion and the beginning of understanding. "You could have killed us," Lily said. "Why didn't you?" Major Wilson had no immediate answer. She looked around at her team, at the dragons, at the forest itself, seeing everything differently. Lily continued, "We are not enemies, Major. The forest does not belong to elves, or dragons, or humans. It belongs to itself. We are part of it, not its masters. There are ways to work with its energy without destruction. Ways your scientists could discover if given the chance." Dr. Evans stepped forward eagerly. "I want to learn," she said. "I suspected there was more to these energy readings than raw power." Dr. Chen nodded, joining her. "This changes everything. Our entire approach." Major Wilson looked at her team, seeing their transformation, and perhaps experiencing her own. "The mission parameters," she said slowly, "were based on incomplete information. We need to reassess. CAT, MNT, user data, outputs, Elf Dragon Story, Part 5. MD. EOF 6 months passed, bringing change to the forest and its inhabitants. The human expedition, as promised, became a research mission. Dr. Evans and Dr. Chen established a small camp at the forest's edge, studying the magical network with respect and care. They were joined by Beth, Kate, and Susan, forming a team committed to understanding, not exploiting. Major Wilson made occasional appearances, monitoring their progress, but her initial hostility had faded, replaced by cautious interest. Lily served as liaison between the humans and the Elven Council, teaching what could be shared while protecting deeper secrets. The dragons, especially Ruby, had become ambassadors in their own right, delighting in showing the humans harmless dragon magic. Flora spent hours with Dr. Chen teaching him about healing plants, while Sapphire helped Kate map the forest's magical currents. Other small dragons emerged from hiding, curious about these unusual humans who asked instead of taking. The Elven Council remained cautious, but even Oliver had to admit the arrangement brought benefits. The humans shared knowledge of the outside world, warning of threats and offering technology that could help protect. The forest Mira, the eldest, found particular value in their medical knowledge, exchanging healing techniques that benefited both species. And most importantly, the research team kept other humans away, their presence marking the forest as a protected study area. On a crisp autumn morning, Lily received an urgent message from Kate asking for a meeting at their usual place, a small clearing halfway between the human camp and elven settlement. The dragons sensed Lily's concern as she prepared to leave. Ruby sent questioning images, wondering if they should expect trouble. Lily stroked the red dragon scales. Not trouble, I think, but something important. When Lily reached the clearing, she found not just Kate, but the entire research team waiting. Their expressions ranged from excitement to worry. Kate spoke first. "Our report has been reviewed by the Government Oversight Committee," she began. "They want to expand the research." Dr. Evans stepped forward eagerly. "They were impressed by our findings about sustainable energy collection, the dragons' chirping communication methods, the symbiotic relationship between magical creatures and the environment." But Dr. Chen added, looking troubled, "There are others interested in our work. Military applications, resource extraction." Their voices grow louder. Lily nodded, unsurprised. The human world moved quickly, balanced always between creation and destruction, between wisdom and greed. "What does this mean for us, for the forest?" "More researchers will come," Kate explained, some with pure intentions, others perhaps not. Beth spoke up. "We fought for conditions, strict protocols, respect for boundaries, but we can't guarantee everyone will follow them." Susan, who rarely spoke, added softly, "They want to meet with Elven representatives, formal talks, diplomatic recognition." Lily absorbed this news, feeling its weight. This was faster than she'd expected. The careful bridge building she had planned now accelerated into something larger, more official, more dangerous. Yet, wasn't this the goal? Connection, understanding, recognition of Elven sovereignty. The dragon sensed her conflicted thoughts. Ruby sending images of opportunity mixed with risk. Sapphire projecting caution. Flora offering healing for the inevitable wound such change would bring. "When does this begin?" Lily asked. 2 weeks, Kate replied. "A delegation will arrive led by the Secretary of Environmental Affairs, but others will accompany her, representatives from Defense Energy Research." Lily understood the implications. This was no longer a small experiment, but a shift in human policy toward magical realms. The Elven Council would need to decide their response quickly. "I must consult with my people," Lily said. "The Council will want details. Names, numbers, intentions." Kate handed her a folder containing everything they knew about the coming delegation. "We thought you might need this," she said. "We're still on your side." "Lily, all of us." Lily took the folder, grateful for these humans who had become true allies, perhaps even friends. "Thank you," she said. "This helps more than you know." Lily returned to the settlement, finding Oliver waiting at the border as if he had expected her news. His expression was grim. "I heard," he said. "Our watchers saw the meeting. The Elven Council has already gathered." Lily was not surprised. The council had grown more efficient in recent months, responding to the changing relationship with humans. The council chamber was filled not just with elders, but with representatives from every part of the settlement. "This matter concerns all elves," Mira explained as Lily entered. "We must decide together." Lily presented the information from Kate describing the coming delegation and their known intentions. Questions followed, countless. Concerns, fears, hopes expressed by elves who had never expected to engage with the human world directly. The debate lasted hours. Voices called for retreat, deeper into the forest away from human eyes. Others argued for engagement on elven terms, setting strict boundaries and consequences. Others still saw opportunity, the chance to influence human behavior toward all magical realms. Lily listened to all views before offering her own. "We cannot hide forever," she said. "The world changes with or without our participation. This delegation offers us voice in how that change unfolds. We can retreat today, but what of tomorrow? When human technology makes even the deepest forest transparent, when changing climate shifts the balance of magic, when other threats emerge that neither elves nor humans can face alone." Her words resonated with many, but Oliver remained concerned. "Can we trust them?" he asked. "These diplomats, these officials, their world values progress over preservation, power over balance. How do we protect ourselves if agreements fail?" Lily had no simple answer but offered what she believed. "The risk exists and always will. We mitigate it through knowledge, through alliance with humans who share our values, like the research team, and through preparation." The council deliberated through the night. The decision, when it came, was narrow but clear. The elven settlement would send representatives to meet the human delegation. They would establish formal recognition and protection of the forest while maintaining elven sovereignty. Lily would lead the elven team with Oliver, and 3 other council members joining her. The dragons would accompany them. Symbols of the magical world the humans claimed to respect. Preparations consumed. The next 2 weeks, elven diplomats studied human customs, governance structures, and negotiation tactics. The research team helped bridging cultural gaps, explaining concepts that had no easy translation. Kate warned of human political maneuvering, while Beth advised on scientific protocols that would protect elven privacy. The dragons practiced remaining calm around large groups of humans, controlling their natural defensive instincts. The day of the meeting arrived clear and cool. The humans had established a conference area at the forest edge, neutral ground between worlds. The elven delegation departed at dawn, traveling openly for the first time in centuries. Lily felt the weight of history with each step, knowing that whatever happened, today would change her people forever. Ruby, Flora, and Sapphire stayed close, projecting confidence, though Lily sensed their nervousness. The conference area came into view, a collection of temporary structures arranged around a central open-air meeting. Space Kate greeted them first, professionally but with genuine warmth. "The secretary awaits," she said. "Her name is Ellen Crawford. She seems sincere. The military contingent is smaller than expected. A good sign." Lily appreciated the insider information. Kate had become invaluable an interpreter of human intentions. The meeting began formally with introductions and statements of purpose. Secretary Crawford impressed Lily with her direct approach. "We acknowledge the sovereign rights of the elven people to their ancestral home," she declared. "Our goal is coexistence, mutual benefit, and protection of magical ecosystems." The human delegation included scientists, administrators, and yes, military officers. But all showed proper respect, and the proceedings maintained a tone of cooperation. As discussions progressed, Lily observed the humans carefully. Secretary Crawford clearly led, but others exerted influence. Dr. Evans advocated passionately for ecological protection, while a defense official named General Hayes watched the dragons with calculating eyes. Positions emerged, compromises formed. A protected zone would surround the elven settlement with limited research access. Under strict protocols, elves would share certain magical knowledge, particularly related to healing and sustainable energy, while humans would provide technology to monitor forest boundaries against intruders. Oliver proved surprisingly effective in negotiations, his caution balancing Lily's optimism. His questions exposed assumptions, forcing clarification. Where humans spoke of resources, elves emphasized relationships. Where humans sought efficiency, elves insisted on harmony. The dragons contributed too. Ruby demonstrating controlled fire that could generate power without harm. Flora showing healing techniques that merged magic and science. Sapphire revealing how magical creatures sensed and responded to environmental changes. By afternoon, a framework agreement had formed. Imperfect but promising. Secretary Crawford seemed pleased. "This marks a historic moment," she said. the first formal recognition between human government and magical beings. Oliver remained reserved. This is a beginning. Only, he cautioned. Much remains to be determined in practice. Lily added, but a worthy beginning.